No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving, no word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What's up? You are now live with Talk of the Shy here on Windy City Underground, sponsored by Mama Red Broadcasting, Spreaker, and Spotify. Keep it locked here on Windy City Underground.
And welcome in to Talk of the Shy. Happy Monday, everybody. I am your host, Quan the Don, as always. And this is we brought to you by Mama Red Broadcasting, and we powered by iHeart, Spotify, and Spreaker. Welcome in, welcome in. How was everybody weekend?
Yay,
solid.
All right, y'all. As y'all know, I have a studio full. We have everybody in the building today. But before we get to the introductions of everybody, y'all always know we got to get to a quick track. So I'm introducing this new track by my man Second Chance. You know, this is one of his newest tracks. This is called Raunchy. This on Talk of the Shy. Make sure y'all keep it locked with us right here.
White hoes in the club, get nasty. Your money looking real low. You been slacking. Too, he been getting good, nigga. I'm working. If you ain't grinding or you gotta hustle, you worthless. In the house party showing tats, nigga shirtless. In the car switching hella lanes, straight swerving. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, my money, raunchy. I throw hundreds. Raunchy, she shake the monkey, she get raunchy. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, my nigga soldier, smurf holding. My diamonds got dirty piss. Straight golden, I'm colder than winter solstice. Rap snowman, I walk off in that bitch high as fuck, smelling potent. No, I ain't got time for texting, let's get the fucking. My team ain't with no set, banging, we get the punching. I ain't really with the shooting, I'd rather jump you. Emery got the fucking shooter, but he'll dunk you. Bitch, get to twerking on the dick, no crumping. Yeah, I eat pussy if it's clean, I'm munching. Rap game young, second getting dummy. Rico said I'm nutty, them bars got me clumsy. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, my money, raunchy, I throw hundreds. Raunchy, she shake the monkey, she get raunchy. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, my money, raunchy, I throw hundreds. Raunchy, she shake the monkey, she get raunchy. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, my clique, raunchy, my bitch, raunchy. Raunchy, she be twerking, she be teasing. My team getting bands every week, it's tax season. My Levi's at the cleaners, getting creases. This rap game like a bean pie, nigga eating. T-Man always told me to eat greedy. Them bitches that you think preppy, them bitches sleazy. Nigga, why the fuck you mugging? Get raunchy. Fuck kickers in the trunk, bitch, I got launches. Nigga, I'm a fucking monster, I spit thunder. Take a bad bitch, hit her with the cucumber. Little niggas mad checks look like a phone number. Boy, I'm trying to get raunchy. I'm trying to function. Yeah, my bitch raunchy. Raunchy, my clique raunchy. My bitch raunchy. Raunchy, my money raunchy. I throw hundreds. Raunchy, my clique raunchy. My bitch raunchy. Fuck, go in. Swear to God, I could do this shit again. I'm getting raunchy. Whoa, 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 I'm getting raunchy.
And welcome back in here on Talk of the Shy. I'm your host, Quan the Don. And as always, it's Monday. Y'all know what it is, man. We got Moxie Ann in the building. My boy Joel Q in the building. And it's definitely finna be a lituation up in here, man. If y'all don't know, y'all gonna find out, man. But y'all know how I always start Talk of the Shy with the question of the day. So I gotta give y'all that. Give me. Guess what time it is? You already know it's Quan's question of the day. All right, welcome in, everybody. The question of the day today, as we all know, it's Monday, so it's dedicated to the ladies. Yay. Okay, it's to the ladies. It's to the ladies. This is gonna be a little controversial one. This was actually somebody told me like a little bit before the show that I should ask this, and it was from a lady. You know what I'm saying? We just went out to Harold's after we finished shooting our video. And while I was sitting there, I was like, I'm trying to think of what I want my question of the day to be. And she told me to ask, do women value their virginity anymore?
Now
that is a very interesting question. And I said, you know what? I'm going to shake up a few people when I ask.
Because sex is a big thing. And
it is.
Believe it or not, kids as young as... I think I moved back here about 12 years ago. I say my son's 26. I moved back here 15 years
Speaking
ago.
to the mic a little bit for me so we can hear you.
I moved back here 15 years ago, and I learned that while my son was in the 8th grade, it was girls knocking boys off in the bathroom in the 8th grade. So we're talking 10, 11, 12. They're already and we can thank TV and all that for that because you remember you couldn't watch explicit TV. It came on wee hours of the night and it still was like that.
Yeah, we had to sneak and watch it with the TV cut down. You know what I'm saying? With the last on the cartoon channel. I know all about it. That was me.
I don't think most women value it.
He don't look at your.
I think women value it more than the younger generation. So I don't know. How would you answer that? Because a woman couldn't value it if you lose it.
If you lost it. What I mean is, okay, when you were a virgin, did you value your virginity? And then kind of, we've know the mode has kind of changed as time has passed. So now it's kind of the question to the younger women: did y'all value having it? You get what I'm saying?
I think it's kind of a loaded question where you have to kind of break it down what it means to value something, worth. And I also think that we have to acknowledge that we live in a patriarchal society where it's male dominated and the expectation is women are viewed in a certain way and men are viewed in another. And so I think that it's important to establish that value is worth. And just because you choose to have sex, just because you choose to like sex, does not mean that you do not value yourself. With that being said, I think it's also important to acknowledge that parents is a big part of the conversation. Establishing self-respect, self-worth, self-value, it all starts with self. And so to your point, I think that it's important that with parents to understand what your kids are watching, understand what they're reading, understand what they're establishing themselves out as. Also, we understand, it's a generalization to say women view this way or women view that way. Women value, I don't think that's really fair to put us all in one clump. Indeed. I think that when we think about it as a womanist perspective or a feminist perspective, at the end of the day, our sexuality is something that, should be expressed freely. And whether I choose to share how many people I've slept with versus whether I choose to save myself for the person I married, I think it's my prerogative, and I think that that's the right and privilege that I have.
Indeed.
At the end of the day, that goes into, again, patriarchal society where women aren't allowed to be a certain way or are expected to be a certain way. And if they are talking about sex or if they're sharing about sex,
then they're shamed.
Or they're a hoe, right? So that's a whole conversation. We live in a rape culture society where even this conversation of, oh, well, she was violated sexually. Well, what did you have on? What time were you out? Were you by yourself? And it's like, that ain't got shit to do with the fact that I was violated. And so at the end of the day, it's a loaded question. And I think that virginity is such a private, sacred thing, and even though we live in a very sharing, everybody wants to share everything, it's okay sometimes to not necessarily share everything. Are you Are you free of STDs? That's the real conversation. It's a real, like, that's the real conversation. Like, we have to get out of this.
That's what counts when it counts.
For real, we have to get out of this number thing, and we have to get into, like, are we having safe sex? Are we really, like, promoting safe sex?
Educating ourselves?
And are we educating our kids?
Education is the key. If
yes,
we
it
educate, you remember coming up though. Also, sex education was in school as young as 3rd grade. So you were educated like about these things and why not to do these things. Oh, baby, in the 3rd grade we had sex education.
But I think that also comes back to parenting. Like, you know, what conversations are parents having with their kids? And at the end of the day, what are they? Well, let's not generalize. Not everybody comes from the same household. Not everybody comes. And I get it. Some people come from single parents. Some people come from both parents are in the household. At the end of the day, though, a child doesn't ask to be born. And so if you bring a child into this world, it's your obligation to bring them up better than you are. But again, that's just my disposition.
Let me ask you this
question.
Did your mom?
I'm a teacher, but I don't have kids.
Your mom, dad asked you that question?
We had conversations on a regular basis.
Okay. What about you?
Not at all.
What about you?
On the real.
Ask me about.
Streets told me
as far as, did y'all have that talk?
We definitely had that talk.
Okay. What about you?
Yes.
Kinda, sorta. It was just awkward to have.
It was only awkward with my dad. Like with my mom, it was like she's like, if you want to have sex, just let me know. And as soon as I had sex, she
not to cut you off, but the thing that I'm noticing that I think men don't necessarily always have that conversation
or care.
True.
And the reason why I wanted to point that out was because I'm knowing my mom probably. I mean, she mentioned it, but I don't think we touched on it as far as.
That's how it is.
You know what I mean? It was like protect yourself. Make sure you wear your raincoat. And then that was it. That was the talk. But even
for a male, it's a rite of passage.
Right.
I mean, my mom was super biblical about it though, so she just never encouraged that. You know what I'm saying?
So it just never like came up really. And then when it did, I was so. Not wanting to be, I didn't know how to communicate. Right, I didn't even know how to communicate with my mama like that. Like, our relationship was really cool and really tight. It was awkward when she said it to me, and I just like fell back. Like, I'm gonna just listen. I don't even know if I should.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna respond.
The way that she talking, I didn't already. You know what I'm saying? Got wet, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what you talking about. Where you come from? You talking about no doing this and that. It's too late for that. But
see, I feel like with guys, like if I was honestly to me, if I was to have a son, I would say, my son gonna break all these girls' hearts and all of that. But I would not want my daughter like, oh yeah, my daughter is no. I want my daughter. See,
and again, there's that double standard. But it's fair though.
But it's like. Of course, I don't want a fast daughter, but then again, I don't want a fast son.
What does that mean, though? Right?
Because he can do this. He can get the same thing that a fast girl gets. So it's definitely.
I like Moxie stands on it too. I try not to put a title on too many things. I think that's one thing society does is try to title and label
all in a box.
We make assumptions, right?
Like
I mean, black people are not monolithic. We're not one-dimensional, and like I think it's important to talk about that. But also, we understand that we have some of the highest STD rates as well. And so the real conversation is acknowledging the elephant in the room that this is going to be an uncomfortable conversation. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you this conversation because I love you. And I want to make sure that you're here for your life and you have a great life. Not just one that's just fun in the moment. Next thing you know, a baby pop up and it's like, oopsie. No, it can't be a oopsie.
Yeah,
like it has to be, if I'm going to have this, I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm also going to do it safely.
And everybody don't got Magic Johnson money neither, so keep that in mind when you.
Here we go.
If you ain't got the money for the cure, then
your barbecue.
Right.
Because it becomes a psychological thing too. Like when you get these sexually transmitted diseases that you can't get rid of. Then we start digging into other stigmatas that our youth go through. Depression, because they need to belong, but they know they have this. But then you got the vindictive ones that's, hey, this person gave it to me, so I'm gonna go give it. So education,
that goes back to self-love, like because at the end of the day, you can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself, and that's deep.
Yes, it really is. To be honest, it really is. And it's sad to say that. Excuse me, but it really is people out here that are like that. I thank God I was in a situation with a female and she contracted something, but she called me, and was like, look, you know
And
what I
that's what
mean?
you're
I
supposed
know
to do.
it's been a while since me and you talked or whatever, but I just got checked up and I had something, so you know you might want to go get yourself looked at. Now I thank God that I didn't have whatever she got, but you know that also gave her a timeline of, okay, if I ain't give it to him, then this person probably, you know what I mean? So it was that type of thing. But in my mind, you know, when I heard it, it was just like, I thought that was the norm. Like, you know, people have enough respect, at least for you, I would think so, if you was involved with me or dealing with me, to tell me. But not a lot of people have that. And I was so ignorant to that. It wasn't until, you know, I was always kind of sheltered a little bit, so to speak. So it's like, it wasn't that I was ignorant to it, but in my mind, like, okay, everything is like this, even though that's not the reality of what it is. So, you know, I was kind of like one side minded when it came to that. I was just like, oh, everybody's good hearted and they're gonna tell you if you know what I mean. But that's definitely not the case. Somebody could have something and know that they have it and still be like, since you thirsty, I'm finna burn you. Like,
but it ain't even gotta be about thirst. It could just be they're so angry that someone gave it to them,
that they want to give it to somebody
and
just
unhappy
upset about
with their life.
Yeah, they just
And that's
scared.
unfortunate.
I mean, who gonna stick around for
We
real?
have
For
to
real? If somebody say I got something, you just met them. Like, yeah, we, you know, I really like you, but I just gotta let you know I got such and such. You gon'.
I mean,
but
the deep part about it is
right?
you'd be surprised what people do for love. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised what kind of support people have.
That's
and at the end of the day,
That's
like,
real.
I mean, that whole
But
conversation
but
of...
you said what you do for love, which means it takes time to establish
Exactly.
that.
And
But
being
the first day I
honest
met
and
you and you say that,
No,
come
that's
on
fair. That's fair.
So if you was with someone and they contracted something and you end up contracting, would you stay with them?
If I was in a long relationship, it's a high possibility that I will, and I just know me. I got a big car, but it still depends on what it was. Cause like I know something like chlamydia, you know what I'm saying? It takes like so many different ways to catch that, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to assume like you had sex with somebody else. Like that might not have been the case.
Right,
But if you just went against the grain though, I don't know if I can forgive you for that. Well, I will forgive you, but I don't know if because I'm big on forgiving people, but I don't know if we can be one again.
Big
You know what I'm saying?
fact. So we gotta get to another song, man. Y'all already know here on Talk of the Shop. We're gonna get to this first song. Let my man Joel Q introduce the song to y'all, man.
This is actually my alarm to wake up in the morning because it just sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Waking up. This is Blessings featuring my boy Fendi. Ooh, featuring my boy Fendi Frost. You know what I'm saying? On my joint Tsunami. Check that out. Never stop. You know. You know, you just want to be great, you know what I'm saying? And do it better than the people who did it before us, that's all. It's just a blessing, you know? I just want to do it better than my mama did, my father did. On this road where this writing can take you places, but face it, this not no scholarship. But it's worth it cause now I'm back on the block and they tell me that I'm the freshest. Do it for everybody, especially my complexion. Family at the crib and I bring the turkey and dressing. Gotta say it's a blessing, I gotta say it's a blessing. Look, I just wanna do it better than my mama do, cause she was studying in school trying to make it through. Switching classes, testing, hoping she passing. I'm just writing these lyrics, I'm still getting my master's though. Cannot stop me, a lyric killer with casket flow. Plus I'm driven, you trying to hit me, your crash is low. Like you drumming with the band, you focused on that money, we was broke, but still we wasn't 100 grand. So it came quicker, got some rapping money, still the same. Wayne dripping, cash money, I'm a fire flame spitter. Paint pictures every time I see a blank canvas. Chicago full of cheese, you think we trying to take Kansas. Lot of people missed it, but they never take chances and wonder why they studio not looking like this mansion. Focus on the craft, you forgetting focus on the fashion. I'm in a booth bogus, but the bank account is handsome. Cause I just wanna do it better than my mama did, my father did. On this road where this writing can take you places, but face it, this not no scholarship. But it's worth it, cause now I'm back on the block and they tell me that I'm the freshest. Do it for everybody, especially my complexion. Family at the crib and I bring the turkey and dressing. Gotta say it's a blessing, I gotta say it's a blessing.
Do better, I need etc. Used to grind and get fly, now we taking flights in the air. We came up with no flight of stairs. Remember, hand-me-downs, close me and my homie shared blessings. Fell so many times, every time learned a lesson. What can you tell me? If you ain't been through close your lips. I done fought cases, lost aces, thought alone my heart races. Lost it all, bounced back, had to get back to the basics. Authentic, can't trace it. We was patient, had to take it. Nothing given, but we made it. Nothing given, but we made it. Gotta make my mama rich. Commas, point blank, period. They told us no, hell no. I act like I ain't hear that shit. I show love, check the bag. Swear to God, they hate that shit.
I just wanna do it better than my mama did, or father did. On this road where this writing can take you places, but face it, this not no scholarship. But it's worth it, cause now I'm back on the block and they tell me that I'm the freshest. Do it for everybody, especially my complexion. Family at the crib and I bring the turkey and dressing. Gotta say it's a blessing, I gotta say it's a blessing.
Hey, what you doing, man? Where you going? Make sure you keep it locked right here with us on Talk of the Shy here on WindyCityUnderground.com. Sponsored by iHeart, Spreaker, and Spotify. Keep it locked right here.
Living this young life, yeah. We living this young life, living I'm like.
And welcome back in here on Talk of the Shy with your boy Quan the Don. Y'all already know we got in the building with me right now.
Moxie, what's going on, everybody?
Yes, my main man.
Joel Q, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all already know. Hey. Let them know.
We got Chiquita Bananas.
Hey, that's what it do. You gotta say it in the mic.
Chiquita Bananas.
That's what it do. And welcome in with us here on Talk of the Shy. For those of y'all that's just tuning in, we asked the question of the day earlier. I probably should reword it. What's the way that I can reword it better to give it more context?
What, question of the day?
Yeah, my question of the day was, do women value their virginity anymore?
And it was primarily focused on women.
Yes, it was. You know what I'm saying? But Moxie got me together over here. She got me together and politically corrected me over here. So I wanted to ask, what's the proper way to ask that question? There we go.
Right.
Is there anyone out here that still value their virginity? Yes. There we go. That's a better way to ask that question of the day. And for those of y'all that's listening, make sure y'all give y'all feedback as always, and we will, read that feedback off here live. But, we're going further. We're going to get into the nitty gritty. What we're here to do. We're here to get to know our artists that's here today. We got two great, wonderful talents in here with us today. So let's pick their brain and kind of get them going. So I'm gonna start off with you, Moxie.
Okay. What's that?
Ladies first, and this her first radio interview. So let's get them jitters right on out the way. So
jitters.
So where are you from?
So I'm actually a military kid, and so I was born in Irvine, OC. My father's a Marine, but I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago. No, I'm not from the city. That's okay. I'm from the south suburbs, and I claim it very happily, from Flossmoor. But when I'm repping in society, I'm from Chicago. So,
hey, that's what it do.
But yeah, that's where I'm from.
All right. How long have you been singing?
So I was trained operatically, first soprano in classical music. I have vocalists on both sides of my family. My mother's mother worked her way through college on a singing scholarship at Russ College, HBCUs. Yes.
Hey, that's what it do.
And my father's mother also sang. She's a contralto, sang in Chicago nightlife. And so she's actually originally from Florida and migrated up here during the Great Migration. And so I've actually been singing since I've been able to sing. I don't make the generalization, but I will. Most black kids start singing in the church. And so I sang in the church. My grandma plays organ, still plays piano to this day, and just really found my sound in the church. I sang competitively growing up in high school. I used to travel in cantata choir. And then I was like, fuck this. I've been doing this for so long that I want to do something a little different. And so I didn't major or minor in music in college. I went to Spelman. But I found my jazz voice in Spelman. So that was dope. And actually did a platform to educate people on the importance of stopping domestic and sexual violence. So I used to go around in different campuses and sing for my platform. So I really found my Ella Fitzgerald and my Billie Holiday and my Nina Simone and really studying the music. And so I would say that I've been singing forever, but I'm really still evolving and understanding what this instrument does and really respecting it for what it is, if that makes any sense.
Indeed. So, Joel, where you from?
I'm from the Hundreds, you know what I'm saying? Half Rose and half West Pullman, but I feel like I got roots everywhere though, man. Like I feel like I'm from the east side. I feel like I'm from the west side, you know what I'm saying? Up north, you know what I'm saying, everywhere. But but I would really say the Hundreds is really what raised me, you know what I'm saying? What made me who I am, you know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
That's where I'm from.
How long have you been rapping?
Shout out my first grade teacher, Miss Harris, you know what I'm saying? Because of her, I found out that I can rap. Well, I found out that I can write poetry, and it probably wasn't good. Like I explained the story so much, but the school I went to it's called County Cullen. You know what I'm saying? It's like borderline and Rose, and it's like 100 something at bar. But anyway, I went there, and I was always like very curious. Like I was always the one who asked like, why not, or what is this, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted to know. Like I told my mom when I was a shorty, like I want to know everything. Like one day I'm gonna know everything, you know. And I just was always trying to be a smart kid, you know.
Right.
But anyway, I say all that to say, I always wanted to know who is the person who is the person of the school we go to? You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes kids go to these schools and they don't even know who the person is. So I'm like, Miss Harris, who's County Cullen? She's like, oh, I'm so happy that you said that because it's Black History Month and we're gonna go over County Cullen. He's a poet and I have a poem about him and all that. So she went over like the County Cullen, Langston Hughes, Brooks, and all that. But the main person I really listened to was all the Langston Hughes poems that she had, and I wanted to like copy off him, but ultimately subconsciously copy off County Cullen because now I know this is what it is, and I didn't even know what poetry was until she went through that. So the next day I came with this poem called Stars. And she said it was so good, but I'm telling you, it was probably weak. But you know how you a little kid, they give you a little picture. She's like, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah. And I ran with it though. She shouldn't have told me that it was good. Right? You know what I'm saying? So exactly. So shout outs to her. So because of that, I was like, you know what, it's cracking. And then like with the color of my eyes being what they are, you know what I'm saying? A lot of older females, because I'm the youngest of three brothers or whatever. A lot of females, I'm like, that's Bow Wow. He little Bow Wow. I didn't know who that was though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm 6. I'm not watching BET. I'm watching Disney, all that. You know.
what I'm saying?
And his song Bounce With Me came on, and my brother was like, hey, come here. Now you know how they be calling you Bow Wow. This one right here. And that's the first time I really like paid attention to rap. And I was like, he look like me. I can do that. And that's what started rap. So shout out to Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so how did you guys come up with that?
That's what happened.
How did you guys come up with y'all name?
I'm gonna let Moxie start.
Okay, so I'm a complicated Black woman, and I've decided to pick a name that grows with me. I'm a firm believer in the conversation of intersectionality, and so addressing class, race, and gender, and specifically for those that are disadvantaged. And so when I talk about my name, I go by many names because Black women are multidimensional and we have a lot of facets to us. So I go by Lindsay, Lindsay Ann, Moxie, Moxie Ann, Lily, which is what we call my grandmother, and a variety of different things. But Moxie essentially means the audacity to be oneself, the nerve and know-how to just represent who you are. And so what's fun about my name, I think, and also like I'm an English teacher, so I love words. For me, it just is something that can grow with me. Depending on my mood, depending on how I'm feeling. I'm Moxie sometimes. Sometimes I'm Lindsay Ann Moxie. Sometimes I'm Lily. Sometimes I'm Moxie Ann. And I think that it's an homage to all the Black women that have created me. Right. And not just like from my family, but also like vocalists, the Phyllis Hymans, the Angela Bofields, the Whitney Houstons, like the Ella Fitzgeralds, like the Billie Holidays. I love Black women and Black women vocalists, and so for me, like I pay homage through my name and by the many different layers of my name, and so I guess that's my answer. Okay. And as I continue to evolve in my music, my name will evolve with it, like a butterfly metamorphosis.
Hey,
that's what it's about.
Hey, that's what it do. What about you, Joe?
I wish I had that same answer.
Hey, look,
but you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it as plain can be. Joel is my middle name. At first I was Joel Quintez. That's my brother's middle name. I just mashed middle names. But Quintez was a little too weird, and it wasn't the best marketing name. You know what I'm saying? Right. And oftentimes I would like send emails and all that, and I'll pop up. They're like, bro, you not Mexican? I'm like, nah, G, like African American. But so eventually I took off the Intez and kept the Q on that. You know what I'm saying? And it just worked. Like everybody, you know, it
that
just
sounded
just
a little
worked.
smoother when you said Joel Q than the Quintez.
Yeah,
as far as marketability.
Yeah. And then it's 5 letters. Like people couldn't even spell the name. They like, man, I'll be trying to reach you, but I don't know how to spell Quintez, bro. So Q is like, man, you can't not know how to spell Joel Q. Like it's too simple.
It's the same thing with me. I think, you know what I'm saying, like my name is Quintez Del, so, and I think a lot of times if you look at it on paper, you'll be like, oh, this Mexican, we ain't get that.
Right.
It's been really funny, like, you know, for me to fill out absence. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. A couple years back, like 5 or 6 years ago, I was between jobs and I was looking for something part-time while I was still hooping, and I had got a job at Sears, and I go in and I tell the guy, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm here for the interview or whatever. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get the guy that's doing your interview or whatever, right? So the guy, he comes out and he look. It's only me in the lobby little thing, right?
Where's Qantas?
Listen, girl, listen. He came out. He's like, he's looking around. I'm looking at him in the face, like, is it me? He was like, what's your name, buddy? I'm like, my name Quantez. He was like, are you sure? Wait a minute, am I sure? I know me. I know who I am. He was like, Quantez Dilso? I said, yeah, that's me. He said, are you sure? One more time.
That's
I said, yeah,
crazy.
man, I'm sure. It's
Sure
me,
you're not
man.
Darrell?
Yeah. He wanted to be extra sure. He like,
mama, right.
Like, I just knew
Jerome.
that.
Right.
But you know that
That's my
always
mama.
comes. I know I put that voice on the phone when you talking to me, so you
Code
probably
switching.
would.
Come on,
yeah,
code
I do that code
switch.
switch. Hi, how are you? Hi. Woo. He probably, you know what I'm saying.
Necessary.
Then when he saw me and he saw I was black, I was just like, you know, I checked African American on the thing, right? You should have known before you came out here, but you know what I'm saying. Why y'all even got that on there for it? Whatever. That's another topic for another day, though.
That's real. That's super real.
Oh man. So what projects do you have that you're working on right now?
Fun question. So I released my EP, Forget Me Nots, in February, and I'm actually going to be dropping some new music in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
2 singles I'm super excited about.
Hey.
Fits sort of into the flow of some of the music that you'll be listening to. Future in the radio. But yeah, I'm excited. The journey is fun. We were just talking about the journey earlier, about the journey and not the arrival, and I think I'm trying to learn what that means and not always looking at the next thing, but being present in the moment. As God says, tomorrow has enough troubles of its own, and so just being aware for the present. But I'm excited about these 2 singles. They have a little bit of a slower, chill vibe, and it's something that you can just groove to. So still lyricists, still stories about relationships, which is always fun. So yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
What about you, Joel? What you got?
Since the name changed, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to like all the way reintroduce myself. So my first project that came out, it's about to be a year, dang, last year, November 19th, you know what I'm saying, it's called Daniel the Angel in Training because my first name is Daniel, and I feel like I was just explaining that that's like my son, you know what I'm saying, that I don't have yet, but because it's like really me, and I won't even say in a nutshell, but like it really explains who I am, you know what I'm saying, like in the best way I've ever done it, you know what I'm saying, so that's why I really value that project. But I do have my project Tsunami that I value just as much, you know what I'm saying, because it's just as good, and this is one of those projects that I always want to make something that's really truly myself, you know what I'm saying. I put a lot of my homies on there and just people that I always want to work with on there just to show, because it's like a double entendre with the whole thing being Tsunami, because first and foremost, everybody feel like they got their wave. I'm on a wave, man. So I'm like, all right, you put all these waves together, you know what I'm saying, to create Tsunami. That's one way. Also, because it's 12 tracks full of songs that has morals and values, so I kind of want to like flood your ears with like morals and values, and you know what I'm saying. So
morals and values.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was reading up on you in a couple places, and a lot of people had this comment to say like, you're the J. Cole of Chicago.
Yeah, I've been getting that.
I kind of felt that and listening to your music. Not to compare you to J. Cole,
that's fine,
or say you were emulating him, but just in the sense of how his music is expressed to us, like what we feel when we hear that music. And when we listen to your music, it's that same
Appreciate
thing.
it.
It was just like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was doing something else, bro. I was, you know what I'm saying, I haven't had a couple drinks, I was talking to some people, I was just doing my little thing, but I heard you.
Right.
You know
That's love.
Like I heard him, and it made me stop what I was doing and pay attention to you. Like,
that's love.
He's speaking, so hold on, let me check him out.
Yeah,
like,
because
you know
of
what I mean?
Because of him, man, I learned how to just master, like, you know what I'm saying, certain words, you know what I'm saying. Like, he was the rapper. When I first heard him, I was like, this the music I be trying to, but I just didn't know that people just made music like that, because, you know what I'm saying, like Moxie was saying earlier, like, it's so much drill and negativity. So when I heard him, I'm like, yo, I knew it was possible. I just didn't know, you know what I'm saying. But I was explaining earlier as well, like, you got to know how to speak the language, you know what I'm saying. Just because it's positive don't mean that it's dope, you know what I'm saying. Somebody was telling me that, like, I forgot where I was at, but somebody was saying that, and when he said it, I was like, this nigga is right. Like, there be so many songs that, like, I feel your message, bro, but but that shit was lame though. Like you know what I'm saying? So you got to know how to deliver it. And I feel like really studying him and the Kendricks and even the Pacs, you know what I'm saying, and so many more. It's just the way they gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure that all my music sound like a conversation that just so happen to rhyme. You know what I'm saying?
Big fact. Big
just
fact.
go from there.
And that's dope that you can do that and actually have it come out the way that you actually wrote it and intend for it, and we hear it and actually get that. So that speaks volumes to you. But right now, y'all know we got to get to some more songs, man. I know that's what y'all been waiting on, man. I got my boy Jacob over here saying play this Wrong Guy. So we're going to play this Second Chance Wrong Guy. We're going to give him a shot. We also going to play this, what's this, Hi-Fi? What was the
That's
concept
the one
with
you
that?
want to play.
What you want? Which one you want? You want Signals? Because we did
can
Young
play
Life.
Signal.
Okay, yeah. So
That's
we gonna
cool.
get to the Wrong Guy by my main man Second Chance Simpson, and then we're gonna get to this Hi-Fi.
Wrong guys send mixed signals.
Yes.
Man, niggas popping all that bullshit, man. Like, I been on this shit, like, man, rest in peace, Craig. He know I'm on this shit, like, hey, don't forget you niggas told me it was on site. Don't forget I gotta see you niggas one night. Don't forget that shit you told me, niggas sleep tight. Cause these niggas picked the wrong guy. Yeah, you niggas picked the wrong guy. Bad business with the wrong guy. Girl. Niggas ran into the wrong guy, too. You done fucked with the wrong guy. I be with fellas, bitch, you be with niggas telling. Same niggas hit the county acting hard, I swell 'em. Being passing all these hoes, you in love, so you feelin'. Put the 40 to this nigga, have him running on his flailing. Big second, tell your hoe, she can call me that. Bloods fuck with me, cause I never was a copycat. And I'm plugged in with the Crips, false claiming whack. Get your ass body by somebody who ain't playing that. Niggas think I'm in the studio, check my fucking rap. Niggas speaking on my big bro, close your fucking trap. Michi doing 45 years just for toting strap. Niggas wonder why I charge a fee and I add tax. Do a nigga solid, he act like he can't remember that. Leave a nigga hanging, he gon' act like he a maniac. Leave a nigga laying, hit the county, ain't no coming back. Let a nigga slide, he gon' think he gon' be sliding back. Rewind any song you play, where a nigga lying at. Name any nigga throwing shade, where they dying at. If I wasn't rapping, swear to God, it's no reclining back. Pull up with your plug, knock you off when you buy sex. Hey, don't forget you niggas told me it was on site. Don't forget I gotta see you niggas one night. Don't forget that shit you told me, niggas sleep tight. Cause these niggas picked the wrong guy. Yeah, you niggas picked the wrong guy. Too bad business with the wrong guy. Niggas ran into the wrong guy. You done fucked with the wrong guy. Ain't got an option, bitch, I chill in the projects. I got a cousin and he deal with the Pyrex. I seen a murder, so you know where my mind at. I'm smart, but I'm grinding, ain't got no time for the combat. These niggas ain't flexing, these niggas lying on they biceps. My city's so tiny, just come and find out where I'm at. I call your big homie, you know his line in my contacts. I call up a junkie, he'll do some time for a dime set. These niggas on Twitter think I'm afraid to reply back. I'm already plotting to relocate before I do that. These niggas be thinking they want the fade till they blue black. I'm making these niggas stay out the way, nigga move back. Don't forget you niggas told me it was on site. Don't forget I gotta see you niggas one night. Don't forget that shit you told me, niggas sleep tight. Cause these niggas picked the wrong guy. Yeah, you niggas picked the wrong guy. Bad business with the wrong guy. Niggas ran into the wrong guy. You done fucked with the wrong guy. Don't forget you niggas told me it was on site. Don't forget I gotta see you niggas one night. Don't forget that shit you told me, niggas sleep tight. Cause these niggas picked the wrong guy. Yeah, you niggas picked the wrong guy. Bad business with the wrong guy. Niggas ran into the wrong guy. You done fucked with the wrong guy. Fucked with the wrong guy. Fucked with the wrong guy. You done fucked with the wrong guy. Fucked with the wrong guy. Fucked with the wrong guy. You done fucked with the wrong guy. Fucked with the wrong guy.
So high, he made me so high, so high, so high, he made me so high, so high, so high, me so high, so high, so high. Picture this fantasy, broken dreams, reality, spider webs, antipathy. Grant me love, Aphrodite, cinnamon, respectably. Ego trip, bound slavery. Please, cinnamon, set me free. Cinnamon, just be with me. It made me so high, so high, so high. It made me so high, so high, so high. He made me so high, so high, so high. He made me so high, so high, so high. Hypnotized, ignorance, leprechaun, grant me one wish, snap out of it, naivete, multitude of flame, unspoken shame, cinnamon, confess your need, third eye blind, submissive chivalry, please cinnamon, escaping me, cinnamon, you hold the key. It made me so high, so high, so high. It made me so high, so high, so high. He made me so high, so high, so high. He made me so high, so high, so high. My psychic reading was wrong. Talk about love and shit. This sweet stuff that ain't gone. You blocked on my phone, I quit. Forgiving, gotta let go. Not on that step quite yet. Envy is green, I know you're living the life I bet. Fool am I, fool am I, fool am I. I wanna cry, wanna cry, wanna cry. Just let it die, let it die, let it die. 'Cause you got me so high, yeah. You made me so high, so high, so high, yeah. You made me so high, so high, so high, yeah. You made me so high, so high, so high, yeah. You made me so high, so high, so high.
Hey, don't you go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked with us right here on Talk of the Shop. Here on Mama Red Broadcasting Network. Sponsored by Spreaker, iHeart, and Spotify.
Yo, DJ, are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ. And it don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all. And it don't stop. Never stop. Grinder. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you. This is that music you gotta vibe to. This for the women who are single cause they rather be that way than getting lied to. Great is how they describe you. I had to make my own lane, now I'm here to bring them change like a drive through. Never let them despise you or tell you who you not. Put me in the category, I get better every drop. Never box me in, I see the picture and get my Bosky in. Then I'm at the complex, back in DC to lock me in. Cause I knew I was the greatest when they didn't see it. The hood ain't had nobody famous, so I had to be it. But not the one that try to boast for the gram, but the one who's still around just to show them they can. Because it's nothing if I'm never giving back. Not expecting no return, cause I was never into that. Saying Kofa mindset, all the blessings that's gonna rain on me, and still keep it genuine, I'm the same OG. That's why I'm always in the lab cooking up, cause I wanna be the best. I never seen the finish line, ain't looking up. I'm a music making pioneer. It's nothing better than to know the reason why you here. In my return, this is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. This is what I'm here to do. I make that classic fish for you, and you, and you, and you. If you do it for your mama, say this who I do it for. This who I do it for. This who I do it for. If you do it for your kids, say this who I do it for. This who I do it for. This who I do it for. If you do it for the Lord, say this who I do it for. This who I do it for. This who I do it for. If you do it for yourself, say this who I do it for. This who I do it for. This who I do it for. Your purpose. I believe everybody got a purpose in this life, man. Whether you gonna be the president or whether you gonna be a barber, either way it go, you all doing something to be a big contribution in life. Make sure you live your life every day to serve your purpose, man, and make sure that purpose is for the betterment of human life. You know what it is, man. NSG never stop.
And welcome back here on Talk of the Shy. You know, it's your main man, Quan and Don, man. We've been having a great time here in the studio, man. We got Moxie in, we got Joel Q, we got Jaquita Banana in the building. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get back into a couple more questions, man, before we have to get up out of here. You know what I mean? It's been a wonderful day. Thank y'all for coming in. I just would like to say that, man. Thank y'all for blessing the studio and coming in. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for those of y'all that's listening in that y'all may not know is these two are also teachers as well. They also teach. You feel what I'm saying? So not only do they do music, but they teach the kids as well. So, you know, that's always a double whammy and a plus when you're doing things that you want to do, that you wake up loving to do. It makes it just that much better, at least in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel a little better when I wake up knowing I get to do my radio show and I don't have to go to McDonald's or Overhill or whatever else.
That was my first job. Hated it.
And even though I always, you know, sometimes this could be a burden and sometimes this could be a lot of work and a lot of, you know, doing stuff that I do that people don't see. But at the end of the day, I enjoy doing it. And it's not stressful and it's something that I can't wait to get up and do, actually. You know what I'm saying? I live up here at the school working on stuff, editing stuff, calling people, doing promos, trying to get everything squared away because that's what I like to do. And it makes me just, you know, it encourages me to get up and go that much harder because it's something that I like to do than if I was, you know, working as dead end 9 to 5. And so as y'all always know, I always promote entrepreneurship or doing things that you want to do, investing in yourself. Those are the things that I promote here because that's what I feel. You know what I mean? Especially in the times of right now. I just feel like we need to create more jobs for ourselves and we need to take more chances and we need to put our money behind people and invest in them and really do these things because it's not like the tools aren't there. It's just that we aren't doing it and we're not using the tools. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You might have a nail in the wall and you know if you had a hammer you could hit that in and it'd be all right. But you take this screwdriver and you steady trying to, and it just ain't going to get you to where you're trying to go. And that's pretty much what a lot of us do. Instead of working with what we have and using it for what it's there for, we try to do it our own way. And that's not necessarily the way. Yeah, definitely. Network and make everything. Teamwork make dream work. Period. That's one thing I realized in playing basketball, and it's like the lessons that I learned through playing basketball, if you equate those to your life, it makes it just that much easier. It's just like you get a team full of strangers and you put them all together and you expect them to bond together and go so far and go through all this adversity and all these ups and downs and all these things to ultimately try to win a championship. And we do that. each and every time.
Right.
So from high school to college to overseas to professionally, all of these different realms, I had to continue to do that. And we have to find ways to try to, what's my connection with this person? And what's my connection with that person? And how can we mesh that and all come together? So if we could do that on a basketball team, why couldn't we do that in the community?
Right,
Or why
right.
couldn't we do that here or we do that there? It's just that simple.
Yeah,
And even
that's
though we
real.
all come from different cities and different backgrounds and different upbringings, this one thing connects us. And I always like to say, everybody is connected one way or the other if we communicate. It's like Moxie might like blue. I like blue. Now we're connected in that sense.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Joel
right.
might like basketball. I like basketball. Now
Right.
we're connected in that sense. So at the end of the day, we all gonna like something. We all can find a
Right,
basically
right.
in order to move and have a connection with each other from there. So it's like music is that number one thing, and it's, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to bring them on here and let them showcase that, because they have dope music. And as y'all heard the music, y'all know, like, just listening to it, it's dope.
It's inspirational.
It definitely is.
Thank
You know what I mean?
Appreciate
It
y'all.
definitely
Y'all gotta
is.
check them out. They
Y'all
smart,
definitely
they
got
are
to, man.
grounded, Spotify.
Hey, you know,
I was just gonna
all
say,
that, all that.
y'all go ahead and let them know. Let them know, Joel, where they can find your music at and where they can check you out and
Yeah,
everything.
you can find it everywhere, starting from Apple Music to Tidal, Spotify, Amazon. You know, just put Joel Q. If it makes it even easier, you could just type Joel Q on Google. I promise you, it's gonna be there. And I just found out I was on Pandora in August, so I'm also on Pandora now. It's Big Bracken right now, so you know what I'm saying.
Oh, Big Bracken, my boy. Congrats. You know what I'm saying? Big moves. That's what it do.
Man,
Nah,
so I
you
was
don't.
geek. I
Hey,
got
you
that
know what?
confirmation.
Hey.
Nah, nigga, what?
Hey.
Let's go, fam.
Hey, no, that's that work though. That's a testament
Yeah,
to
no
you and
doubt,
your hard
no
work
doubt,
and just how far you coming. And I know it's always, you know, that's one of them things I like to do sometimes. Look at just how many things I've done and how far I came. It make me, it humbles me a lot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it don't allow me to forget where I came
For
from.
sure,
And-
for sure.
And it makes me still remember what my end game goal and what was the reason to why I started doing these
Yeah,
things. So that
facts.
was always real dope. What about yourself though, Mox?
You can find me at LYNSEYANNMOXIE, or if you want to find me at MOXIE_ANN, you can find me everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Apple, all of that, SoundCloud as well. Yes. But yeah, you can find me everywhere.
Everywhere. That's what
Get
it
it.
do. And then, as y'all always know, y'all can submit y'all music to me at talkoftheshot18@gmail.com. If it's hot, I'm going to give it a play. If it's not, it's probably just in the inbox. But I'm just messing with y'all. Just send me that music, man. Y'all know I'm going to respond to y'all. And I'm going to get back to y'all as soon as I take a listen to it. Yeah, you know, you got to listen to it and you got to hear it. You know what I mean? And I'm just not going to throw no anything on
Right,
it.
right.
I got
Say, I got standards.
It gotta have standards. You know what I'm saying? It
You know
gotta
what I'm
be quality and radio ready, because we all on the radio. And like I said, I don't want to be on iHeart and your songs ain't the quality of it ain't right. Your levels kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Now, whatever you talking about is what you choose to talk about. I can't control your context and what you talk about. You can say whatever you like to say, but just as long as the track has a certain quality so that it can play on radio, then it's all good with me. That's all I ask for. And then anything outside of that, y'all know y'all can check me out at Quana Don on Facebook and Real Quana Don on Instagram. Y'all know how it goes down here. We're going to leave out on another track before I go. No, you know what? I'm going to do something a little different today. I want to let y'all leave out on like a special note. Give our viewers a token of positivity to leave out on. I also wanted to touch on, if you could, before we get out of here, the Moxie movement.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our pillars: passion, education, and Moxie, the audacity to be oneself. # read real books. All right, books are never going to go out of style, so read them.
In that order.
That's dope. I like that.
What about you, Joel?
Dope as
Leave us out on a positive note.
I think
He lying, y'all. He took too long.
Because there's a lot I can say, man. Like, I talk too much.
You can't believe it when they say in the beginning. Look,
nah, for real, that's just me. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm just talking stuff, bro.
I would just say if you believe in something, just go for it. Take that leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a walking testimony towards that, because 2 years ago, I was about to stop, like all the way stop. I just didn't feel the need to do this. You know what I'm saying? I asked God, like, yo, this ain't for me. You need to show me a sign right now, because you know I don't even care. Like, as long as I fulfill my purpose, you know what I'm saying, that's it. And if this is not my purpose, then just show me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just show me that I don't need to be doing this, and I'll stop. Like, I'm for real, you know. And that was, I'd say this story a lot too, but that was December 31st of 2016. Like, I asked, like, God, I need direction, and that was on a Saturday. You can even look at your phone. Like, December 31st in 2016 was a Saturday. I said I was gonna go to church Sunday just to see, like, you know what I'm saying, what message I get back. Before I woke up, I felt it inside, and most times I ain't that type of dude to be like, God told me. You know, when people say that, I'm like, what do he sound like? He got evil. That's how I be. You know what I'm saying? But like, that was the first time that actually happened to me, and it was telling me, like, you know, don't worry about nothing that you can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me your 2017, and that's what happened. And since then, I'm talking about, I dropped my first project. I rapped for Sway. I've did so much stuff that 1 year I could not believe it. And I took my leap of faith because, like, I graduated college too, but I took my leap of faith because I was working at Walmart all that time, though, and that was like my main thing, because I was applying job after job after job after job. I'm talking about nobody showing me love whatsoever. I'm like, yo, I'm a solid dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm educated. Like, what's the problem? Why am I still here?
You know what? Because of the system and how it's set up.
Yeah, very true.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because all of us, for what we do, we would have had to be educated in some type of standard to do.
Yeah, for sure.
My biggest thing was, what I noticed is, it's so touchy for me, but I like to have a conversation about it, because when I was getting ready to go to school, I was telling my friends, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, sign up for school, come to college, you know what I'm saying, go to school. And I was getting told, like college just ain't for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, you go do it. But I'm out here in these streets.
Right.
I'm trying to tell them, like, ain't nothing in these streets for us.
Not at all.
You hear me? With that being said, I was told, you know, bro, you finna go to college for a piece of paper that's not gonna make a difference in your life either way.
Exactly.
I'm finna get to this money.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I went to school, you know what I'm saying? I played basketball, so I was on scholarship. I didn't have to worry about anything. I got my degree, but at the same sense, you still don't find a job in that field of your degree.
On the real.
So what's so messed up about that is, after I you know, even though I didn't have these student loans because I didn't owe anybody, because I was on scholarship, but at the end of the day, I have friends that went to school that did. And here's my thing. Now that you've got your piece of paper saying that here's your, you know, you graduated, here's your diploma for that. Now you got that, and you go to this job, and they're like, "Oh, well, you need 2-3 years experience."
Right.
How are you supposed to get experience in a field that's new to you?
And that's what, like, with me, that's where the blessing came in. You know what I'm saying?
For you guys, let me answer that, because that's a trick question.
It is.
Your experience comes from your life.
Life, period. Yeah. All facts. Yeah, I remember 8th grade teacher told me that.
Oh, it's the job I work now.
Yeah.
It's your
what have you done? You know what I'm saying? To what you doing.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where my blessing came from, because like I say, I was at Walmart, and I was going on 3 years, and I was like, yo, I'm not doing 3. I do not care. Like, I'm not doing 3 years. And it was the day before it was gonna be 3. I just left. I'm like, man, God, you told me not to worry about nothing I have no control over. You told me give you my 2017, so it's yours. And with that being said, I'm about to leave because I'm not happy, and I know you don't want you asked that we trust you and walk away from anything that makes us unhappy. So I'm very unhappy with this job, and I'm finna leave. Literally 2 weeks later, I got best job I ever had, and it's something I love to do. I teach, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally 2 weeks later, like, and I was really trying to figure out, like, I wasn't scared though. That's the first time I did something, and I just wasn't worried. Like, I wasn't worried at all. I walked off. I ain't need to, like, they called me like, are you coming back? I'm like, nah.
You couldn't wait to say that. Said that with pride.
You know what I'm saying? I ran into my old, because I was working at a school
when
when
I
I was 19 though.
bro.
And he hit me, and I ran into him like, ironically, it was like this celebrity basketball game, and he walked in or whatever. He like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "I ain't no celebrity, but I do be rapping." And he like, "Oh, you know, how you think, bro? You finished school?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually looking for something." He's like, "All right, man, I'm gonna send somebody to you." And then like 3 days later, he called like, "Man, what's up, man? Mr. Days just said." Shout out to Mr. Days. Of course, he's probably not listening to this, but you know what I'm saying? He the one who threw my resume to somebody, and they made it happen, bro.
And that's all it is, man.
I do both things I love to do.
We all gotta know somebody in order to get to where we going, kind of, even when we don't like to admit that. But I always like to say that so that people understand. That like it's like, as much as we like to say or have the gratification that I did this, you know, like some people like to have that, like, I did this by myself with no help.
It sounds good.
Somebody always helped along the way. Nobody ever.
Somebody you on your ancestors' shoulders.
Right.
So let's just be frank.
Let's be honest about
be
it.
real.
Right. You know what I mean?
Somebody died. Somebody sacrificed. Somebody did something to allow you to be here in this moment.
Indeed.
Period.
And I can't even imagine we can get in the whole African diaspora of transitioning into slavery. I couldn't imagine being children. So our ancestors have gone through a lot for us to be right here having this conversation.
Definitely
right
did.
now.
Definitely
and teaching
did.
is love, okay?
It definitely is.
It's
definitely.
Oh yeah, man.
We got
on
to.
the real.
Each one
Sankofa.
teach one. Just like you said earlier, it takes a village, and it's gonna take, you know, like-minded individuals like ourselves to keep getting together and keep this movement going and keep this wave going. Because I really see a lot of change happening here in our city, and it's not getting the proper spotlight and the proper attention that it needs to be. But at the end of the day, we can create that wave ourselves by just keep working together and keeping our, you know, networks working together and keeping that energy.
As long as it's being pumped, not to cut you off, you know what I'm saying?
good.
But I just feel like, you know, people talk about like the negativity, but it's just like, you know, the solution is just to push the positivity the same way they push the negative. Like, it's so simple, bro. But people, that's all you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
stop talking about the rain that's gonna happen when the sun is shining right now.
Exactly.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
stay optimistic. Like, stay childlike.
Exactly.
Like, strip your away from the cynicism, strip away from all of that, and just keep loving.
Yeah.
Like, it really is about love.
It really is. And that's
you definitely
You gotta have them too.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's why people come from out of town, and they like I had she basically like my cousin. She came out here for the first time, and she was like overly worried, like, "Are we good over here?" I'm like, "Yo, listen, I'm telling you, we hear about it a lot, but most Chicagoans don't see it. We don't see none of it.
And you know what's so
We just
crazy
hear
about
it,
that?
you know what
I
I'm
had
saying?
a couple artists that I was calling and I was trying to actually come down here, and they was being funny, like, do I need to bring my bulletproof vest and all of this? And like,
it's like,
I really felt some type of way about that. Like,
I always do, bro. I hate it, bro.
Can y'all chill with that? Like, what do you see on the news that got you like?
But listen though, news is about ratings.
It is,
and it's about shock value.
Yeah, that's it.
Day,
put that
if
fear
they
in
put some
people.
lurid stuff on there, it's to build up their ratings. It's not to make you feel anything.
Yeah, they're not trying to keep you
stop
aware.
watching it.
That's
If
it.
you
I
want to
do
understand the news, read. Watch C-SPAN. Don't watch CNN. I'm serious. That's the real news.
That's the real news, though.
You want to watch some real? Watch C-SPAN.
Or go on your Facebook.
Right.
Like they give you the news before the news.
Get your head in a book on some real. Find some stuff that's really gonna feed your brain.
Yeah.
Because
It really is.
about.
Straight
That's
up though,
really,
man.
That's really the truth. And I applaud y'all for taking the steps out and wanting to be teachers and wanting to jump in that realm, because we need
Feeds
more.
my soul. It's
We
so
need more black. We need more black teachers.
My OG is a principal, so that's basically where it came
But
from.
not
you know
even in that
Keeps you
sense.
real. It keeps you authentic.
We
It
need
keeps
to
you
see
genuine.
that. We need to see that. And not only that, I've been like, especially in the past couple years, I've really been saying that, like, we need more black people to be teachers and to do these things. So
That
if we
care
want,
about
so
our
if we
kids.
want, so if we want to open an institute that's strictly for our kids, we can have black teachers to teach in them.
Man, we
being
need
black doesn't make me anti-white.
right. We need more
such thing
black
as reverse
a lot
racism.
though.
That's
You know what I'm
ridiculous.
saying? Like we need
Black
more.
people can be racist.
It's systemic. Racism is systemic.
Did you say they can't?
We
They
can.
cannot. We can be.
How can we though?
Listen,
Let's be honest though.
Racism is systemic. We can be prejudiced, which is a predetermined opinion. We can be bigoted, intolerant, absolutely. But racism is a system of oppression through superiority. Think about the prison pipeline. Think about the wealth gap. Think about employment, all of that. You have to have power in order to be superior.
Right.
It's not just the belief of being superior. It's actually having certain systems in place
to establish your superiority.
Corporate
Black
thug.
people are only 14% of the United States, but yet we make up the majority of the prisons. Why is that? That's not by happenstance. Felons can't vote. Why is that? Because if you can't vote, then you have no right you have no rights in politics. That's not by happenstance. Look at our dollar bills. Who's our money? Dead old white men. Look at our social constructs that's established. It's not that we cannot be hateful, stereotypical, predetermined opinions, but we cannot be racist because we do not have power. Now, we are the highest buying power.
Right.
It's 1.6
Unfortunately.
trillion. Right, but the black dollar is not distributing the way that the white dollar, the way the Asian dollar is.
Right,
That's a whole other conversation.
We give ours out to everybody. You can have a dollar.
Right,
you can have
exactly.
a dollar. You know what I'm
We
saying?
speak about that on the show a lot, about not only shopping black. No, it makes a lot of sense. We talk about that a lot, especially here on this show. The whole concept behind me having this show and this platform is to put that discussion out there. I think a lot of times, like you said, it's the elephant in the room. But I like to get uncomfortable. Let's have those conversations. Let's have y'all give y'all feedback. No, this is real radio without that, extra corporate stuff. I don't have nobody over my head saying, that's too raunchy. We don't want you to talk about that. I don't have none of that. So if we talk about real topics, real issues,
And everybody's like, oh, you mad, you angry. I have a right to be mad
Right,
and angry.
indeed. Right,
Read a book, Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper. I have a right as a black woman to be angry. And at the end of the day, it also says in the Bible to deal with your emotions in a safe way and acknowledge them in order for you to move forward. You have to deal with your emotions. There's nothing wrong with emotions. We have to talk about that. Mental health in the black community. We have to talk about how
we spoke about that. We spoke about that on here
emotions.
before. We just spoke about that on here before.
I'm angry. That doesn't mean I punch somebody. That means that maybe I journal it. Maybe I meditate. Maybe I write a poem about it. Maybe I dance it out. Maybe I sing it out. But at the end of the day, I have a right to feel what I feel because privilege is real.
It is. It definitely is. And you ain't never like there. But that nah, for real though. But seriously though, like that's the reason why I like to have people that's think the way that I think. You know what I'm saying? Here on the show. So that way when we have these discussions, it could be real discussions and it won't be a topic where somebody just like plays it off or just, they give that dumb opinion or, it goes above their head. Right. But even then, I like to get their feedback and all of that as well too because, it's great to have that in there and to throw that in there so that we can help them.
Facts.
And change that opinion in them. I think the only way that we really see the change that we want to see is if we be that change.
Oh yeah, that's
and we can't just keep talking about it. We have to take action and actually do things, actually get out there and do certain things. So it was like being honest. Before I always cared about what my peers thought of me, what my family might say, how certain people, you know what I mean? So I didn't step out and to do certain things until once I got in tune with myself and I understood that, regardless, I'm going to always be happy. And I know these things about me and I'm confident in these things. And at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, they can't break that from me.
Right.
So once I got to that point within myself, I was able to walk out and do those things without feeling like I don't care what they say. Because at the end of the day, this is what I'm supposed to do. What's meant for me is not meant for you. So the people that it's going to relate to is those that it's meant to. And if it don't, I can't control that.
Yeah.
So once I learned that's how things are going to go, I started to do these different things and I started to mentor kids and I started to motivational speak at different events and do these different things that I was not necessarily scared by. Just I wouldn't do it because of what I'm saying. It was this certain look that I had that I wanted to keep, but that was false in itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Was false in itself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Once I got out of that and I started to do these things, more doors opened for me.
More
things came to me.
And
and it made me feel better actually to get it out and actually do it.
Yeah, and not to bring it, not to keep it, on the biblical, perspective, but like even with that, like I used to always be like that too though. Like, man, I don't want to be, but like I always thought like everybody not even gonna make it to heaven, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
looked at like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. When we had this conversation, that's how like, oh, I felt that way. And I felt that way. Oh, I feel that way. So now that we got the elephant out the room, now we can make change.
Right.
Now somebody else can step into that and embrace
I do want to say though, to not like, I want to be very clear about, though, as human beings, though, we are limited. And it says lean not on your own understanding. So I want to be very clear. For every one thing that I know, there's a trillion things that I don't. And that's the beauty of it. Socrates said, I know nothing. Once you also establish that you don't understand other people's perspectives, then you're able to open space for other people's stories and build empathy. So I want to be very clear. Like, I'm not trying to come off self-righteous or like I know everything or like I'm a know-it-all, because I don't know everything. I'm still learning, growing, and evolving. And I think it's important to acknowledge that too as a human being, that I don't know everybody's story. Right? When I think about this all the time, I tell my kids all the time, one of the topics that they could talk about in their research paper is colorism. I talk about, at the end of the day, as a light-skinned woman, I will never know what it's like to be a dark-skinned woman. And it's important to acknowledge that studies show I'm more likely to get married because of the Eurocentric beauty standards. Again, that affects me in a different way. But holding space for my sisters that don't look like me. Holding space for, I was just learning about this whole conversation of fat phobia and fat shaming and all this. All these different privileges that we need to establish and recognize as people, also to hold space for other people's stories. I think that that's important as well, because I don't know everything. And to claim as if I know everything and as if that's not fair, because that's not leaving room for other people's experiences to share where they're coming from for us to find a common ground. Does that make sense?
Indeed.
And so I just wanted to make sure that I was clear about that, of what I know continues to evolve as I grow, read more, understand more, and listen to people's stories, because my voice is not the only important one.
Indeed. Facts. That's how it goes, you know what I mean? And I feel like you should grow every day in every way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, somehow.
Just like what you said before, like, just because I'm out of school don't mean that I need to stop learning. And I think certain times as adults we do that. We feel like, oh, I've graduated, I paid my dues, that's it. But
not at all.
And the reality of it, you're still supposed to learn something new every day.
Because they barely taught you anyway, man. You gotta, like,
you really needed
you know what I mean? You definitely gotta teach yourself when you get out.
Bad teachers. No.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, yeah, we're going to have to get up out of here, y'all. We do apologize.
This was fun.
Yeah. But we definitely, y'all know how we do on Talk of the Shy, man. I do apologize. We done ran over time having this great discussion, man. But we're going to see y'all next week, man. As y'all always know, don't meet us there. Beat us there, man. We're going to see y'all Thursday at 3 p.m., man. You did.
I'm tweeting.
Why I be feeling like I can't see the fam? Back when I was making all my early raps, it seemed to me like they ain't really care. No one was really there.